Tiny House Prepper.
Well, hey everybody, I'm Bill with Tiny House Prepper, and this is my next video that I'm making in the series of how to make YouTube videos and build your YouTube channel. And this video is going to be about the importance of YouTube comments. And yes, I have a cold. Thanks for asking. I've had a cold for about 2 weeks now, and I'm just on the tail end of it. So a few days ago I couldn't even talk, so I'm doing much better. But anyway, so YouTube comments. YouTube comments are very, very important for several reasons. The main reason is that this is how you engage with your subscribers. And the more you engage with them, the more you draw them in, the more you make them feel welcome, make them feel a part of your family, the better they are going to stick with you and watch your videos and all of that. So always try to engage your subscribers as much as you possibly can through the comments, through answering the comments and the questions. You know, when we first started our YouTube channel, we didn't have a clue of what a community YouTube really is. But we've been doing this for just over 4 years now, and we now have friends literally all over North America, all over the world, that we've met through our YouTube channel. There's one channel that I follow, the Nomadic Dane. All of a sudden I couldn't remember. Sorry, Nomadic Dane. His name is Lars, and he and I have become friends. We've never met, but we talk a lot, you know, through our comments and through emails back and forth. And I know that if I would ever go to Denmark, that I'd be able to visit him, and it would be cool. And we have people like that all over Canada and all over the U.S., people that we've met personally, all through our YouTube channel. It really is an amazing community, and the more you engage your subscribers through your comments, the more you're going to build that community, and that's a good thing for you and for your subscribers and for your channel. The other really main importance of engaging in the comments is it helps your algorithm. If you watch the video that I did before about algorithms, YouTube algorithms, you know that's one of the things that YouTube looks at. Not only how much comments you get, but also how much you respond back to them and how much interaction there is in the comments. So it really is very important. Now, with that being said, the larger we grow, the more difficult it is for us to answer all the comments. In fact, we can't do it anymore. We have, at this point, about 47,000 subscribers. And I know when we first started, we were so thrilled to get every comment, and we answered every comment. And I know other YouTubers who have small channels, and I look at their comments and I see that they have answered every single one of them. The bigger you grow, the more difficult it is to do that. In this past spring, 9 months ago, 8 months ago, something like that, Elizabeth has had a history of several strokes in the past, and 8 months ago she had another small TIA, and when a small stroke, and when we did the video announcing that she was back in the hospital with a TIA, within the first 24 hours we got over 2,000 comments, between comments under our YouTube video and comments in our Tiny House Prepper Facebook group. We were, quite frankly, overwhelmed by everybody's love for us. Everybody wishing us well and wishing her well and praying for her, and we were just overwhelmed. But quite frankly, there were so many, we honestly didn't even physically have the time to read them all. We only read about half of them. We just couldn't do it. It was too much. And we appreciate every one of them. But when you're overwhelmed like that, there's not much you can do. Also, if you look at our typical video, one of our typical more popular videos, we'll get 5,000 views within the first 24 hours. Now, on that we can average as much as 200 comments in the first 24 hours. If I try to read them all, and we do, by the way, we read every comment. But if I try to read them all, if I give 30 seconds for each comment, some of them are short and I can read much faster than that, but some of them are quite long. And so anyway, if I average 30 seconds for each comment, and I don't take any breaks, and I just go from one to another, it's going to take me an hour and 40 minutes just to read them. Now, if I try to comment on them, take a 30-second, 30 seconds to read a comment, and then 2 or 3 or 5 minutes to respond, depending on the question they asked and how detailed it is. I could easily spend 8 hours a day doing the comments, so we just simply can't answer them all. I hope you understand that. Like I said, we do read every one of them, except for those 2,000 that we got that one day. Elizabeth and I both read every comment, because some are directed toward me, some are directed toward her, so rest assured we do read your comments even if we don't answer. So, and that's with 47,000 subscribers. I just can't even imagine what these large channels do. They have several 100,000 subscribers or 1,000,000 subscribers. Do they turn off the comments? Do they just let them run and just ignore them? Do they hire a full office staff to answer them all? I just can't even imagine. But as important as they are, the bigger you grow, the more difficult it's going to be for you to deal with them, because it's just simply time consuming. So let me take you to the computer, to the Creator Studio, and let me show you a couple little things about how this works. So here I am on the dashboard of my Creator Studio. And first let me say, see this right here, Beta Studio or Studio Beta. I am right now on what they call the Classic Studio. YouTube has been working for about a year now, I think, on building a completely new Creator Studio, and they're calling it the Beta Studio. I have tried it a number of times, and so far, quite frankly, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But that's the reasons that's for another video. So I'm continuing to use the Classic. I know it well, and I like it. So my fear is that at some time in the future, once they finish the beta, that they're going to discontinue the Classic one here. So if that happens when you're watching this video and they no longer have the Classic, the beta, the new one, I'm sure would have all the same things. It's just be in different places. So I'm sorry about that. But at any rate, let me show you on here. To read your comments, you go over here to where it says community. You don't have to look to click on each video to see all of the comments. If you click here on community, it'll show all the comments for all of the videos. See over here, you can see the comment, but over here it shows you which video it's on, and you see that I have all different videos here. So these are the newest ones at the top. So you just go to this one page and you can respond to all of the comments on all of your videos. It makes it much easier. Now there are also up here held for review. I'll talk about that in a minute, but I put in certain keywords that I want to ban from the channel, and anything that has that keyword in it will go to held for review, so that it doesn't show up on the channel until I approve it first. And then likely spam is a similar kind of thing. Comments go into those so that I have the ability to approve them before they show up. So now we get trolls. Okay, now when you get trolls, I generally just ban them from the channel. So how do I do that? When they show up here, or they show up here held for review, if you go over here, you can just delete the comment. But if you click on here, then report as spam, I use this one. Hide this user's comments on this channel. Now, if I click on there, then this comment will disappear. And from the way I understand it, this person will then be able to watch our videos, but will not be able to comment on them. Now, I don't know whether that means they can't make a comment at all, or whether it means they make a comment but it doesn't show up. But at any rate, that's how I get rid of trolls. I ban them from the channel, and it really helps. But one of the things that I do to help weed out some of the trolls is I put in words to be blacklisted. Now let's go down to the community settings, and this is where I put in the blacklisted words. Right here, hidden users. I've blocked this out so you can't see the names, but these are people who I have banned from the channel because they've made really nasty remarks. And then down below that is blocked words. This is where you can put in words that want you don't want to show up in your comments, and they'll go to the review category instead. I've also blocked this out because I don't want. I have put in every nasty, disgusting, obscene word I can think of in here, and I just don't want to show that on my screen. But that way, if any of these words are showed up in any kind of a comment, they won't show up on the, on the underneath of the video. So that's how you find the comments. That's how you ban someone, and that's how you put words into your blacklist. Now, one thing that I've learned over time with YouTube, and you'll also learn it if you're in any kind of leadership position at a job or at church or anything like that, politics, anything like that, is that you just simply can't please everybody. No matter what you do, somebody's going to find something wrong with it. So just understand that, embrace that, and just know that's the way it's going to be. Look at this screenshot that I just took of 3 comments that I got in a row. Now, I didn't adjust these at all. This is just the way they came in, 3 in a row. The first one says, OMG, you guys are adorable. Hugs. And the second one, the very next one, says, OMG, you guys are annoying. And then the next one, you guys are cute. God bless. Like I said, no matter what you do, somebody's going to be unhappy with what you're doing. Just accept that, embrace it, don't let it bother you, just move on. Now, I want to talk about trolls. Like I said at the beginning, how much we love comments, how much we love engaging with y'all, and how much we have found and made friends all over the world, really. 90%, 98% of the comments that we get are really wonderful. But there's always the trolls. Probably 2% are the trolls. So I really need to talk about those. First of all, I just showed you how to put words into your blacklist so that if that word shows up in the comment, it won't show up in your comments below until you review it first. That is very helpful in screening out most of the trolls from showing up on your under your videos. But they're still going to show up in your review comments for review screen, so you're still going to have to read them so that you can decide whether to delete them or ban them or approve them. So you're still going to have to deal with reading the trolls' comments. You need to learn right off the bat, don't take anything personally. Just ban them, delete the comment, and move on. Don't take it personally. These people are people that, it's their problem. It's not your problem. They're angry at life, and they just enjoy spreading their misery. It's their problem. It's not yours. Do not take it personally. Just delete them, ban them, and move on. But some of the comments that we get are really vicious and really ugly. We get a lot of ugly, vicious comments about Elizabeth's weight. And it serves no purpose except just to be critical and tear you down. And so I have words like weight, overweight, fat, chubby, all those kinds of things in the blacklist words so that they don't show up. But I still have to read them, and I delete them before Elizabeth even sees them, trying to protect her a little bit. And then there are a lot of comments that we get that are truly obscene. I mean, nasty, disgusting. One of our our most popular video is a video called minus 10 degrees Fahrenheit in a RV tiny house. And we document how we spend our winters and how we stay warm in this little place. And we get a lot of really obscene comments about what we should do to try to keep warm. And that's all I'll say about that. But just really disgusting. So just delete them and move on. Don't let them affect you. Now, something interesting is that most of these trolls are not subscribers. There is a Creator Studio app for your phone, and it's not as powerful as the computer, but it has a few things on the computer or on the app that are not in the studio on the phone itself. And there's a couple of statistics there that I really like, and let me show you one of them. Now here's my phone. This is the app for the Creator Studio, and I have seen people take screenshots of their phone. I don't know how to do that, so I'm just shooting it with my camera. But this is the analytics page, and if you go down here, this to me is a very interesting statistic. Watch time from subscribers. And this shows that only 18% of my views, of my watch time, is from people who are subscribed to my channel. 76.3% it says are people who are watching my videos who are not subscribed to my channel. Isn't that interesting? So what does that tell me? It tells me that most of the people watching my videos are not subscribers. A typical, one of our more popular videos, when we first put it out, we'll get about 5,000 views within the first 24 hours. Now we don't always do that well, but that's some of our better ones. So if we have 5,000 views in the first 24 hours and only 18% of those viewers are my subscribers, that means out of my 47,000 subscribers, only 900 subscribers are watching my video. So what that means is that most of you who are subscribed are not watching. Understand that statistic. That seems to be the same for everyone. I have seen other people who have 150,000 subscribers, and I look at their videos and they got 8 or 10,000 views on them. Most subscribers just don't watch. But what that means is that if I have 900 subscribers who watch that video, that means I have 4,100 people who are not subscribers who have watched the video. And I think most of the trolls are people who are not subscribers, because if they're subscribers, they subscribe because they like us and they're not going to say that kind of stuff. So the trolls are what I call drive-by trolls, or hit-and-miss trolls. They see a video, they make a nasty comment, they move on, they never see your channel again. So trying to respond to them is only going to create more issues. Just ignore them, ban them, but even though you're going to ban them, it's probably not going to make any difference, because they're probably not going to be back to your video, to your channel again anyway. But sometimes we get someone who just argues with us, wants to argue about religion because we're Christians, or they want to argue about politics because they're of different persuasion than we are in politics, and they go back and forth, and they can get really nasty. And we just ban them as well, because, you know, we want our channel to be a nice channel. We want our channel to be a happy channel, to encourage people and uplift people. We don't need that kind of controversy. So we just don't put up with that kind of thing, and I just delete or ban, depending on, you know, how vicious they are. Sometimes I just delete it. Sometimes I actually ban it. But it's just interesting to me that most of my views are coming from people who are not subscribers. Dealing with the trolls can really be an issue, and I've known of people, of channels, who have quit because of it. There was one channel that we really liked. It was called Bus Life NZ, or NZ if you're from New Zealand. It was a young couple in New Zealand who built out a schoolie out of a very long school bus. It's a beautiful thing. He documented the entire thing of building it, and then once they finished building it, they moved into it, and they toured all over New Zealand for 2 years. And I really enjoyed the whole thing, because not only did I get to see the New Zealand perspective on life, which is different from American, but also I just got to see New Zealand, and I didn't know anything about it, and it's a beautiful place. All of a sudden, after 2 years of doing their videos, and they had, I don't remember now, 25 or 30,000 subscribers, something like that. All of a sudden they just came on and they said, "This is our last video, goodbye," and just shut it off. No explanation. They deleted all of their videos. I couldn't believe it. Then they came back about a week later and they said, "Well, we probably owe you an explanation." They said two things. One was that New Zealand is a small place, and they were becoming known there, and their bus was recognizable. And she said that sometimes 2 or 3 times a day they would get people who would come up and knock on the bus and ask for a tour. Well, good grief, it's their home, you know. And it was starting to scare her, quite frankly. And I don't blame her at all. And that's, you know, that's one reason that we try to keep our location anonymous as much as we can because of that sort of thing. But they were out in public in their bus, which was recognizable, and they were getting knocks on the door all the time saying, "Oh, can we come in and see your home?" It was just too much. But then the other thing was that she said that she was just overwhelmed with the negative comments, the hate comments. Even though, just like us, 98% of the comments they got were wonderful, she just got to the point where she couldn't deal with those 2% of the trolls, and they shut down their whole channel. They sold their bus and they moved to Australia. So, you know, if you're going to go into this, you have to realize that trolls can be an issue, and they can really attack, and just let it roll off your back like water on a duck. Just don't let it bother you. Move on. Like I said, realize it's their problem, not yours. Okay, so that's trolls. Trolls are a serious issue. Now there's a whole nother category that I want to talk about, and these are comments that they are not trolls, but they can be somewhat annoying. But like I said, they're not trolls. They're not. They are friendly people. They are engaging with me. They are asking honest questions. They really want to engage with me. So as I go down through some of these categories, you might see why some of them are kind of annoying, but I remember that they are trying to engage with me, and I feel honored that they're doing that they're watching my videos and asking questions. So I always try to be very kind in responding to them as much as I can. I appreciate them. Anyway, but here are a few of the categories. What I have discovered is that people watch our videos, but they don't really watch. They don't really listen. And they don't really read, because many times I will get questions that were actually answered in the video or in the description below the video, and they're asking the questions anyway. One example of that, actually our second most popular video, it just hit 1 million views, is a DIY rocket stove, and we show how to build a rocket stove out of bricks. And the question that I get on a regular basis is, how many bricks does it take to build that? Well, at least 3 or 4 times in the video itself, I said it takes 25 bricks to do this. And if you look at the description below the video, the very first sentence says, how to build a simple and inexpensive rocket stove for cooking using 25 bricks for about $15. So I get people all the time asking, how many bricks? And even though I said 3 or 4 times in the video and in the description, they just don't, people just don't, they're not observant. They watch the video, but they don't really watch it. They don't read below. Some people, I think, don't even know that there is a description below. So, though I find this is to get very irritating after 100 people have asked me that same question that I've already answered, I always just very nicely say it takes 25 bricks, and I just, you know, like I said, I'm honored that they're watching my videos, and so I just roll with it. Another thing is repeated comments or questions. People don't read the previous comments. People will ask a question even though the 6 previous comments were somebody else asking the exact same question. Now, I completely understand this because I used to do the same thing until I started dealing with those questions myself. I would just see the video and I'd have a question and I'd go down and ask the question, and I wouldn't read down, pass through the comments. Now I realize that that's an issue, so if that happens to me, if I have a question I want to ask, I'll read down through the comments and see how many others have asked it. And if it's a question that I came up with, it's probably a question that other viewers came up with as well. And there's a good chance that the creator has answered that somewhere down below, so I don't have to ask the question again. So I completely understand why it happens, but it happens all the time. People will say the same comment or ask the same question that's already been said 100 times in the video, in the comments below. Another one is people who think out loud with their fingers typing while they're watching the video. I know this happens because all of a sudden there will be a section where there's 6 or 7 or 8 comments in a row, all by the same person. And I realize that as they're watching the video, I'll say something and then they'll type out a question. Many times, if they would have waited just 30 seconds, I would have answered the question. And they just like to, they're people that like to engage, they like to talk, they think out loud all the time, and they do it with their fingers. So I just have to realize that's the kind of person that is very outgoing and talkative. And once again, I just appreciate that they're taking the time to, watch my video. And I just answer them kindly and move on. And then when I make my videos, sometimes there are what I call sins of commission. I also have sins of omission, and I'll talk about that in a second. Sins of commission, what is that? Something that I might say that is factually wrong, or something that I might do that I maybe shouldn't have done that way. For instance, I ride my bicycle. I ride my bicycle a lot, and I always wear my helmet. But I had one clip or one video where I showed myself riding my bicycle, pulling a trailer with a couple of 5-gallon buckets of water on it. It was just a demo thing, just for the video, and I only showed myself riding about 20 feet, and I didn't put my helmet on because, I was just right here. I only rode a few feet. I bet I got 100 comments. If you're going to ride a bicycle, you really should be wearing a helmet. Well, that was my sin of commission. I should have put on the helmet for the video, but I didn't. But I got that comment over and over and over again. But that was my fault, But then there are other things that I call sins of omission, things that I should have said that I didn't. And I hear about that over and over again. 2 examples of that. I have a cubic mini wood stove that we heat our house with. We love it. It really does a great job. I have a number of videos about that. In the first video that I did about it, it was the installation video, and I showed the complete installation project and process. And that was quite a few years ago, and I've got, I don't know, I haven't checked recently, but quite a few 100,000 views on that video now. And I hear over and over and over again, don't forget the carbon monoxide detector. Do you have a carbon monoxide detector? It's very important, and they go on and on about that. Well, to me, I was showing a video how to install the stove. I wasn't talking about operation. I wasn't talking about safety, anything like that. To me, that's a different topic completely. But because I didn't say anything about it, I heard about it constantly. Another one is, it was also a video about the wood stove. A later video that I did talking about the problem that I had with creosote. It's only a 3-inch flue pipe, small one, and the stove doesn't burn real hot, and it actually doesn't burn hot enough to control the creosote. In order to control creosote, it needs to be burning over 300 degrees, and many times the flue gas temperature drops to 250. So I get a creosote buildup. So I can't even begin to tell you how many hundreds of comments that I've gotten that told me that I'm getting the creosote problem because I'm using green wood and I need to use well-seasoned wood. Some people even called me an idiot for using green wood instead of seasoned wood. Well, I've been using fireplaces all my life, and I have known, for 40 years that you need to use seasoned wood, not green wood. To me, that was such common knowledge that I didn't even consider it was something that I had to say. But because I didn't say it, I'm getting constant comments. I still get them all the time, that I need to use dry wood instead of green wood, and then I won't get creosote anymore. Well, the creosote problem is because the stove doesn't burn above 300 degrees all the time. It's not because I'm using green wood. Once again, sin of omission, something that I did not say that I should have. So when we do videos, we always try to anticipate all of the questions that we're going to get and answer them in the video. But that's really hard to do because your experience is going to be different from your subscribers' experience, and some things that you think are common knowledge aren't necessarily. And there may be some things that you don't know that other people do, and so anyway, yeah, those kinds of comments can be very annoying when you get them over and over and over again. Just deal with it. Realize these people are still trying to engage with you. They're not being nasty. They're not being vicious. They're trying to be helpful. So just appreciate that they're commenting and being helpful. They're engaging with you. They're helping your algorithm, and they're helping your channel grow. So appreciate them, even if it's the 400th time you've heard it. Other helpful suggestions that we get. a lot dealing with Elizabeth's weight. And weight, you know, so many people suggesting ways that she can lose weight, suggesting specific diets. The ones we hear the most are the keto diet, vegetarian, and vegan. And, you know, she's had weight issues most of her life, and she's tried many different things, and quite frankly, we get so many of those comments and so many of them contradicting each other, and after a while, you know, I just delete most of those comments before she even sees them. They're counterproductive, really. I mean, but I know these people are trying to be helpful. They're concerned. I completely understand that. But when we just get overwhelmed with those kinds of comments and all contradictory to each other about which diet is best and that sort of thing, I just delete them and I move on. I don't generally answer them. I just delete them. Another thing, helpful suggestions also dealing with Elizabeth, in that she has psoriasis, and she has very, very bad psoriasis all over her skin, all over her body, and it's going into psoriatic arthritis, which is can be pretty debilitating. She has a pretty severe case. We get comments all the time about people who have psoriasis and they've found this ointment or that cream to be very helpful. Well, they have a little patch of psoriasis. They don't have, you know, 60% of their body covered with it. She's under doctor care. She's actually using a drug that's very expensive and kind of dangerous, called Humira. But it does, so far, it has arrested the degradation of her joints from the psoriatic arthritis, and it's cleared up her skin. Any little ointments or creams or things like that are not going to even touch the amount of psoriasis that she has. And we hear these suggestions absolutely constantly. And like I said, I know that these people that are suggesting these are trying to be very helpful. They found something that help for them, and they're trying to suggest helpful things for us. I completely appreciate it. Love you guys for how much you care and suggest, you know, things to us. But after we hear so many of them, after a while we just delete them and move on. And I hope that doesn't offend anyone, but sometimes we can just be overwhelmed with helpful suggestions. And if you are building a YouTube channel, I'm telling you all this because you are also going to deal with questions or comments that, because of the repeated nature of the comments over and over again, you're going to start to get annoyed with some of them. Don't allow that to happen. Be appreciative. Be kind. Be thankful. Answer them. Okay, another thing is that we get questions all the time of things that were answered in previous videos. Now, you know, we get to 80 to 100 new subscribers every single day. We have 467 videos right now, and we are adding 4 every week. So I realize that new subscribers are not going to go back and binge watch all of our videos. Some people try, and it blows my mind, because that's like 200 or 300 hours of videos to watch. But most people are not going to do that, and most people have not seen the previous videos. So I just generally say we answered that in this video, and I give them a link to the video so they can watch it. Now, just as a helpful hint for you, when I had 40 or 50 videos, I could go back through my videos and search and find the one that I wanted and copy the link. Now that we have 467 of them, sometimes I have trouble finding the videos. I know it's there, but I can't find it because I don't know how far back it is. So what I did was I've taken all of the most popular videos that I used for referrals, and I've copied the link of the video into a Word document, put the name of the video and the URL link behind it, saved it into a Word document. And I probably have 30 of them in there. Those are the ones that I refer people to the most often. So when people ask a question, I can very easily just go to the Word document, find that video, copy the link, paste it into the comment, and say, hey, I answered that question in this video, and then I give them the link. Very fast and easy. It's a very easy way to deal with that kind of thing. Now, politics. I have 3 words to say about politics. Don't do it. Unless you have a video that is, a channel that is about politics, don't do it. There's nothing in the world that is going to be more controversial and create more fighting among your subscribers than any kind of political comments. I learned this the hard way, and I dealt with it in the wrong way when it happened, and I'll never let it happen again. Last summer, I was on a driving trip all the way across the country to California, and in one of those videos I made one statement that was only one sentence that I had no idea was going to be interpreted as a political statement, but it was, and apparently it offended quite a few people. Now, I'm not going to tell you what it was. Many of you may remember this, but I'm not going to tell you what it was because I don't want to get into that again. I don't want any political comments on this video, okay? I'm just telling you what I learned about this. We are very conservative, and the comment that I made was just talking about the liberal media. And like I said, I thought it was just a statement of fact. I didn't realize it was going to be a political hot potato. Within an hour of posting the video, I got about, I don't know, 8 or 10 people who said they were very offended by that and they were unsubscribing. Well, I was totally shocked by it. I couldn't even figure out what it was that I had said that was offensive. So I went back through the video and I finally realized the one offending statement. So once you put up a video, there's no way to edit it online. The only thing you can do is to take it down. So I took it down, I edited out that one sentence, and then I put it back up again. And then I had a lot of people, since I'm conservative, these were liberals who were upset and offended by what I said. As soon as I took it down and took out that one sentence and then put it back up again, I had a lot of conservatives attack me who said I had no spine, I had no backbone because I didn't stand up to the liberals, and how dare I, and so they're unsubscribing. So by my one inadvertent sentence that was interpreted as an offensive political statement, which was not my intent, I had liberals and conservatives fighting back and forth, and all of them unsubscribing. I was overwhelmed. So then I did a video and I said, I apologize. I said, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to get political, and that only ramped it up more, and it got more stress and more anger and fighting among my subscribers. So finally I had to just shut off all the comments on those videos. And eventually the fervor died down and I moved on. But what did I learn from that? First, don't be political in any way unless you want to be a political channel. Like I said, I want ours to be a happy channel, an encouraging channel. Liberals and conservatives, you're all welcome here. And you may not agree with me politically. That's okay, as long as we can disagree respectfully. You know, I have no problem with that. But what I should have done is just simply deleted the comments of the people who were offended and just moved on. And the whole thing probably would have blown over with very little problem. But because I tried to smooth it over and apologize and make it better, it seemed like everything that I did to try to smooth it over made it worse and worse and worse. So in the future, I'm going to try very hard not to say anything political at all, but if I do say something, I'm just going to delete those few comments of people who were offended and move on, because I don't want that kind of controversy. So anyway, this video seems to be talking more about the negative issues than the positive. I don't want you to feel like that I have a problem with the comments, because I don't. I love the comments. Like I said, 98% of the comments are wonderful. I love interacting with all of you. It's only the 2% that are just extremely negative, and it's just a fact of life. If you're a YouTube creator, expect it, deal with it, don't let it affect you, move on. So, in conclusion, engage with your subscribers through your comments. It's a wonderful thing to do. It's fun. You build community. People enjoy it. People get drawn into you. Next, ignore the trolls. Just bar them from your channel and move on. And then for those annoying comments that are not trolls, they're just annoying because they're so repetitive, treat everyone as if that was the only comment. Be kind, respond, draw them in, anyway, because they're really engaged with you, so be engaged with them. The better you can respond to comments, the more you can draw people in, the better success you're going to have with your channel, the bigger your whole YouTube channel family is going to grow, the friendlier it will be. And it's a great thing to feel like I have so many friends all across the country. Anyway, those are some of my thoughts and some of my insight about comments, and I hope you really, the negative things that I may have said, take them to heart if you're a creator, but really concentrate on all the positive things that I said, because it's a wonderful thing. So, okay, I hope that helps. And I have a YouTube playlist for all of the other videos that I've made about building your channel, and I'll put a link here below and at the end. And if you haven't seen them, go ahead and check out the other videos about that, and you be blessed. We'll see you later.